How's it going, guys? Joe here. Today I'm going to continue working on the Fitbit app development. So, unfortunately, as it stands, it still crashes and basically the clock face just resets and any log data is just gone. This is getting pretty ridiculous. So, I think in this video I'm going to try to um, get rid of a lot of the code that I'm not using. And then maybe I can get to the bottom of the issue, hopefully. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So, it's actually pretty late. So, unfortunately, yeah, it's late. So, I want to do this as quickly as possible. I want to try to keep things concise in this one. So, I want to get rid of a lot of code that I'm not using. So, am I using display at all? Doesn't look like it, so I'm gonna ditch that. I am using document because that's what this is, so I can do all these different things. Sleep, I think I'm using that now. That's how I'm like sleep.state. That's what I'm doing nowadays, so I'm still using sleep. Vibration, I'm definitely not using it right now, but I will be using it eventually. So I was thinking of getting rid of these comments, but I'm actually considering not doing that because I'm gonna probably end up using it for when we implement an alarm, hopefully with it actually working. So yeah, vibration's still there. Me is for the timeout, which I think it does work. It just some other timeout or something like that is going on. Gyroscope, we're definitely not using that anymore. While we're at it, let's get rid of the gyroscope related code. Um, I think it has to do with this. Yeah, now that we're not doing this anymore, we can get rid of that. That has to do with the gyroscope stuff that we had. So heart rate, I figure I may as well have the heart rate on the app because before I couldn't access it. I'm so tired. My stupid corny mind is saying that I should say access it. It's nice to be able to have it in the app so that I can access it. I'm so sorry. I'm very tired, as you can tell. So I want to keep this quick. And battery, same thing. This timeout, I think it works. This stuff has to do with the acceleration. We could get rid of that. Data. Wait, so data is an array. Trying to see. Oh, I could probably go like data index. Oh, let's do it regex. So data. I'm gonna escape the brackets. Are you kidding me? I have to go like this. I don't think it's working. So what I'm gonna do to get around that is just go like this. So data all by itself. I might not be using it because where do I store data? So I prefer to use color coded stuff. I think I should probably reality test. I just thought of eye candy because color coded kind of makes code look eye candy sort of, and eye candy is one of my dream signs, as crazy as it may sound. I have these dreams where I'm always watching these videos that I supposedly made that are very highly produced, and it's satisfying to watch it. Almost like I'm watching somebody else's thing, except it's my own and very highly produced within a dream. I call this video candy, but I've had quite a few dreams of that recently. I'm very well aware that it's a dream sign for me, but I suck at recognizing it. I just had a video candy dream the other day that I totally failed to recognize, so anything that reminds me of it, even if it's not it, I'm still gonna reality test to reinforce the dream sign because I need to get used to the fact that it's a dream sign. So I'm gonna go all the way to reinforce that schema or whatever. So I'm gonna reality test real quick, so bear with me. I think it will work, but don't take my word for it. Okay, so see, this isn't even the data array. I'm sure this was left over from a different minutes left. That is going to be added eventually, but so I'm going to take that out. Then hours left, I think that was used elsewhere. I'm going to comment that out as well. Acceleration. This all has to do with not even sure if I'm still gonna use this, so I'm gonna comment that out. This irrelevant times, where's the times variable alone being used? Why does it keep changing it when I'm doing like a lowercase and then it does uppercase? Why? Something's goofy with this search. So I'm kind of going through these variables. Last two, I think that has to do with the accelerometer. Oh yeah, actually this part I for sure will be taken out, even within the comments, yes. So this could get taken out. That has to do with my parasomnia detection, which is not what this app is right here. Glad that we're still going. Early side. I kind of remember what I was using that for, but see, what is with this stupid searching? Why did it capitalize it and then make it irrelevant? Something's wrong with the search. They clearly updated it. It's never working. Time asleep. Oh, times asleep. Yeah, this is relevant, but not right now, so it gets commented out. Check second check is something we're using right now. Start delay is something we're using right now. See right there? That is relevant. Second fix. Irrelevant. Time update, I think that's relevant. Maybe not. Actually, it is relevant. But I'm just not clearing the intervals, so the variable just isn't used. That's something I gotta be careful of. But realistically, if there's some I'm still using like that, it'll error out, and then I can go like this and add it right back in. But no big deal. Heart rate update. Yeah, that was recent. That was in the last stream, wasn't it? I wish it wasn't case sensitive with the search. Update heart rate. So I gotta be careful with the intervals so that I don't accidentally delete something. So, interim. That's actually, this is this is irrelevant now. I know I'm gonna be going down there, don't worry. So vibrates off, it's in the commented code. I can pretty much be certain of that, but no, it's actually not. Add data int, I think that's relevant. Oh, the interval, right? And then data point, that's important to keep track of it for where things are plotted. So that's very relevant. Total, that's relevant somewhere. Total equals 0. Where else am I using it? I can see there's a total equals 0, but there isn't like a total plus plus as far as I can tell. I might actually get rid of it since it doesn't seem to be used. So I get rid of it there, then there. Average heart rate, that's part of our old mechanism, which I'm gonna, while I'm at it, see now I will get rid of this. That's irrelevant. Collected, I don't think that's relevant. Doesn't seem to be. Wow, so we're not using a whole lot of these variables then. So, I may take it out of this copy, but have a copy that has them in there too. So we are using a heart rate sensor just for the main screen so that I can, you know, access it. I gotta get to bed soon. The accelerometer, we're not using that anymore. Yeah, we're never gonna be using that. We can get rid of those too. Time clock, that's the text for the clock, I think. Yeah, that's absolutely relevant. And the heart rates, that's what I added recently. Yeah. So The battery percent, same thing, but timer. I think it will get added again, but not for now. The buttons are still relevant. Did I add them? Oh yeah, I just had one initially, right? For exiting. I might ditch them. As well as a safety mechanism, because it's more than just that that's causing it to exit. I'll comment them out for now. Numbers. What's that used for again? Oh yeah. Is that the actual data array? Wow, so numbers is really important. Heart rates, that's not so important. Yeah. That's irrelevant. So then J, that's seems to be relevant yet. It's the way I stored the variable. I don't like how I do some things. I kind of want to sort the comments for now. Like I want to have all the comments afterwards, and then this separated out. This shortcut doesn't work by paragraph. That's too bad. Oh, good, and I am showing the screen. Unlike the previous time. Yeah, I kind of like this just a little bit better. So button move, that's very relevant. So I'm gonna go through the logic too. For now I'm gonna go right here. So this is necessary to have all the bits of log. I don't think I'm gonna be logging this many data points, but in case I am, this is how it's done. So then the clock dodging mechanism. Hang on, this could get turned into a ternary operator, couldn't it? Can I turn this into a ternary operator? Time clock dot text equals y is greater than or equal. Wow, I'll just copy the expression because I don't feel like typing a capital letter tonight. If that's true, I'll then get time. Otherwise, did that actually just happen? Is that really a ternary operator at this point? So this button move right here is just... Wait a minute, so I can still scroll, right? Ah, yeah, so I still got that code. So I think I want to comment that out. So in delay start, I want to... So delay start, how long is that now? About 15 minutes. That's fine. Actually, I would almost rather have it just start right away. So I think I'm gonna... Well, I'll put it at line 69 because that's what I feel like doing right now. That's the total mood. We gotta do something right for once today. Mistakes were made today, and finally being able to do stuff that's right is pretty reassuring. So, that works fine. I'm deciding what to keep and what to get rid of, but then I'll go through the logic. That's how I'm gonna do it. I don't want to do both at the same time. That's just the recipe for disaster. So that's the scroll. That's fine. Now, why is this outside? Why the heck is this declared outside of stuff? Has that always been the case? If I were to look at a version from... I guess it is. That's pretty normal then. So, this was the most recent. I'm gonna fall asleep if I keep doing things like this. I'm gonna fall asleep, I think. 'Cause I swear that things are kind of starting to vanish and appear somewhat, or at least my focus is just not on what's going on. You probably know what I'm talking about. I don't even know how to describe it. So this is how we scroll all screens. It's ridiculous that we have to do it on a per event basis. Oh, and I remember there being something that I wanted to add the arrow syntax to. We'll probably see that later. So when I scroll, I want that to happen. Yep. So I guess, why the heck are these in separate entries? Has that always been the case too? I'm gonna open up the code separately. That is strange how I have them in separate things, but maybe that's normal. Okay. Check second is technically not necessary. I think I'm just gonna start everything right away. I don't really care what the second is, to be perfectly honest. It's just, there's 30 seconds of granularity, and I mean, the sleep.state variable is like 5 seconds of granularity, so I'm not really missing out on much. Honestly, it's kind of a thing where it is what it is. So I guess that means I'm getting rid of second check, huh? So maybe that means I also want to get rid of the get second. Let me get rid of these variables first. So second check. So I'm gonna I really wish there's a shortcut where I could kind of do things based on paragraph. I think some IDEs do that. Well, I know Nano does it. The text editor, the terminal based one. So second check is kind of not a thing anymore. And I deleted that right in here. Ah, perfect. So I can just, so get second is function that I want to delete probably. Unnecessary at this point. That's the only place I have it. This program started to get a bit condensed. I like that. Oh, ternary operator. Is that in order here? I can't even find it. Can't even find it because it's so condensed now. I kind of want to make sure that. So I got an original. Wait, what? There are two sets of. So in button move and then scroll move. That's probably normal. We'll go through the logic. Add data that's not garbage. So update time, that's initial. I'll put that next to the HRM.start. Oh no. I'm kind of hoping to have the heart rate related stuff line 69 because the most common heart rate I see myself getting. Right now, probably not, but if I were sitting down, then maybe. Yeah, not right now. I'm above that threshold at this point, but so I do need the date. That's still relevant. Start time and end time. I'm ditching that mechanism. I'm not even gonna be resetting the interval. I'm just getting rid of this whole check second mechanism. So that means end time is gone too. I think even that could be causing problems. This, I think, is still relevant. I can't see how this would possibly cause the app to crash. Plus, of course, it wasn't even working. But I've had it sit for like an hour or two and it still crashed, supposedly. Not doing the greatest on time. I'm not doing anything with average heart rate anymore. Not going to be sorting an array anymore either. I am still doing this. The update time, that's for the interval. I'm gonna keep things that way because the problem was happening even before I added that. So update heart rate is relevant too. So I think I'm gonna add a commentary version and then a non-commentary version. Now, actually, why don't we get rid of stuff in here too? So the timer, that is not relevant right now, but will be. I don't know why I have this in here. The timer that I have that commented out right now, I'm gonna comment it out, all the commentary version, and then I'm just gonna ditch the comments. I don't want to see them. Time happened, is that a variable? Doesn't even look like it, so you can still search through comments, right? Oh yeah, that's not a problem. So time happened. And this I commented out. Accelerometer stuff is garbage now. Time clock, that's relevant. Heart rate, that is too. Battery percent, yep. The 6 scrolls. The buttons, for now I'm just gonna comment them out. Am I using these? Sensor label. I don't think there's anything called sensor label. No. I don't think these are relevant. Again, I'll just comment on it. So how do you comment to CSS? I just hit a magical button and we found out the timer. That's something I'm going to be bringing back probably, but it's gone for right now. The accelerometer, I know for a fact that those are permanently gone now. I don't want to touch the accelerometer stuff again if I can help it. Time clock is great. Heart rate, battery percent are great. I think this is all button related stuff. Kind of irrelevant now. So is this. Also, it's kind of driving me nuts having it be a clock face, so I'm going to change it back into an app. Thanks to the magic of this, I can't believe I'm saying that about Fitbit stuff, considering how many years off my life they've taken. But that is one of the magical things, converting it to an app. So let's save this code and post it. It's not great that I have all these separate copies, so I'm gonna get rid of the zip file. So here I'm gonna create today's date. Wow, it's already March. And it's past midnight. What date do I go with? Maybe March 3rd is the commentary, March 4th is not. I started on March 3rd. The day changed during this stream, so I think it's wise for me to do the starting date. 3-3. Otherwise, it's going to do a path. Oh, that's kind of a special date to some extent. 2/22/22 is interesting. I don't know if you noticed, but Daniel Love did something. He took advantage of those numbers. He did a live stream or premiere on 2/22/22 at 22:22. Probably not 22. If only he had control of the second as well. I mean, for me, it was 4/22, 16/22, but for him, it was 22/22, so I thought that was cool. I could tell what was going on right away, but yeah, I was like, why so specific? And then, yeah. Anyways, do you know what I'm talking about? Something he did on his channel. He did a premiere on that day about what is reality shifting and that sort of thing. Yeah, if I do slashes, then that's going to cause it to basically as a path, so it'll nest the folders. I've made that mistake before. Nesting is great, but kind of inconvenient when I make mistakes involving it. So, shoot. So this will be comments. Hopefully you'll know what I mean by that. Yeah, just drag it in. Ah, brilliant. So GitHub desktop. So I want to do the 3.3. Anywhere I see a 3.3, I'll click. I'm just blindly clicking like I'm at a click farm for myself. I think you get how tired I am at this point. I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize about my tiredness. I should have picked a better time, but had it on my list, so I thought I may as well knock it out. Then there'll be a part 11 with problems too, I anticipate. So now I'm going to remove the comments, and going through the code should hopefully be a breeze. All right. Then I anticipate I'll add stuff again. Now, this is a heck. We can access the old code if we need to. Get rid of the buttons. Where the code is starting to feel so clean. I don't know why, but it'd be kind of nice if I could balance a broom. Find a center of mass and try to get it to balance without leaning against anything. Yes, that's what I'm thinking about when I think about cleaning the code. Anytime my thoughts go in the weirdest direction, I need sleep. Speaking of that, I'm deleting a sleep-related function. Pretty fitting, huh? Wow. This is so nice. Ironically, I have slippers on, so I don't know if I'm benefiting from this. But, yeah. This is pretty nice either way, so document I'm using for the HTML stuff, if you will. Sleep is for sleep detection. Vibration is... I may take that out for now. Well, it's gonna be used eventually, and if that's what's causing problems, I'm gonna reintroduce a problem anyway, so I'm gonna leave that. That's for the timeout. That's for displaying the heart rate. That's for displaying the battery power. That should make it so that the app stays on until I close out, hopefully. This makes it so that it waits 15 minutes before it does stuff. That's good syntax, as far as I'm aware, unless I... Hold on. It delays start. Okay, that's right. It's not like I'm gonna do the arrow syntax or anything like that. Not gonna do that. Oh, sometimes it'd be nice, and you know why these numbers are so close to each other. Sometimes we just gotta do things to make stuff happen. You know how it is. Update the heart rate every 10 seconds. Wait. What am I? Oh, yeah, I'm starting this right away. Good. First, I was gonna say, why am I running this when I haven't even started the sensor yet? Starting it right away, so that's good. Add data int, I trust myself with that, so I went through it before. Data point that we determined was important. I'm really using a heart rate sensor. I'm really using a clock, the heart rate display, battery percent display, the lots of scrolling ability, the actual store data structure for our logs, I don't know why I called it numbers, but whatever. J, some I use. I botched that clearly, but whatever. Am I using button move anymore? I can get rid of that. Oh man. I did not necessary ternary operator, but I'm still using one. That just makes update time, that just makes the time appear like it should. Wow. Yeah, this is nice and groomed. Start the heart rate sensor. That's what I did call it. Clear the interval once it's been run. I do want it to do it every 30 seconds yet. So add data int that's declared up here. And start delay at too. That is as well. So add data. That is my method or function. I'm sorry, I've been doing a bit of Java recently, so starting to inherit some of that terminology. So to scroll, I don't see how that could possibly screw stuff up. Even if this text gets off the screen, it'll still work fine. And that's always been outside here like this, I guess. So I guess var and let just has to do with the variable scope. Var is more global than let. Let can only be accessed within specific blocks. So if I have let right here, like this, I don't think it can be accessed outside of this if statement, but if it was var, then it could. That's the main difference with var and let. I just watched a coding train the other day on that. I seen it before, but I'm watching some of its JavaScript stuff again because I just want to refresh myself with that. A few years later now, and I probably learned a considerable amount of more JavaScript, and I can actually learn more about higher order functions and asynchronous, because I have a program where I believe I'm going to be using async await, but I don't know how to add those words. So this does the same thing, but for the individual events. No, nothing surprising about that. That shouldn't, the fact that I use the same name right here shouldn't cause any problems. I can't imagine that causing any problems. But it is something that could. Add data. Yeah, we saw stuff leading up to this already. So sleep.state equals awake. We know that sleep.state works. Why do I have this in here? I don't think I need this. I don't know how I'd let that get past me. So J is like the index, and that's how we figure it out. We add the data just fine. I don't see how that would cause problems. Update data, I don't see how that would cause problems either. I can see how this somehow could, but I don't think it's that likely. Just the way I have that if statement, I don't think it would do anything. Because if I clear the interval, that wouldn't cause any problem. No reason for it to. So then in increments, yeah, that wouldn't cause any problems. No way this would either. Um, there's no reason that would, unless there's some invalid thing, but it's ran for multiple minutes at a time, no problem. Wait, where am I calling update time? Right there. Obviously runs at the beginning of the program, so if that works, clearly there's not a problem. Oh yeah, so it runs every minute or so, but this just initializes it, so to speak. So it runs right away. Honestly, looking at the logic, I don't see why problems should occur at this point. Oh, then heck yeah, more cleaning. Great. Probably more cleaning than I've ever done on this app. I knew I was going to do this someday. The cleaning. Okay, so why don't we see if it runs? Let's also make sure that having like 5 data points doesn't cause any problems. Okay, so now I gotta get this thing connected. This took way longer than it should have. I'm sure it could have been done a lot quicker. I think I could make my bedtime relatively reasonable compared to what it's been lately. Like, it won't be too bad. But maybe cut a corner or two of my nighttime routine. I just wanted to get this part done, so I feel like I'm forced to do it, sort of. I'm not seeing anything. I'm seeing the bottom numbers, but no time. What a disaster. A 690, no surprise there. So I'm just seeing the numbers in the bottom right with the heart rate and that sort of thing. So time clock. Update time. Time clock.text probably just isn't initially set. Oh, there it is. It just took a minute. But why? I called update time right away. Also, why is it not logging? I'm guessing it is awake, so console log sleep.state. And of course, I'm gonna remember this shortcut to run it. I love using it for debugging. Oh, there's a start delay. Ah, sure. So I got two things to change back. That's start delay. I want to complete my harmony, so to speak. When I change it back, it's going to complete harmony with this in a way. You know what I'm talking about. It's logging. It is logging. It just did that. And then the time, as far as the time not showing up right away, not sure why that is. Could have to do with Y not being set initially or something. But Y is 125. It is greater than or equal to 100, so that shouldn't be a problem. Maybe rather than update time clock dot text equals get time or something. Let's try running that instead. Shows the time right away now, and the sensors will show up in 10 seconds, more like 2 seconds now. Yep. It shows the numbers. I don't want to plug this in before bed. The time still dodges the log. And yeah, it just stopped logging because I programmed it to here. So that doesn't crash the app. Just wanted to make sure that this statement was working correctly. How many can we store? So 231. Well, if it's 230, that's 230 times 6. 20 times 6 is 120. 3 times 6 is 18. 130. 1380 is probably about what it would hold or something, but 1300 is good for the safety mechanism. I promise 230 times 6. Yeah, that works fine. So the 1300, then oh yeah, this is working, I guess. The ternary operator was a good move, Ben. Cool. Yeah, because clock is there, now it's gone, now it's there. It's basically working how it should. And I know I didn't show you, but you've seen it before. So this now has to get changed to what number brings it in harmony, but is also a reasonably long time. Oh no. Please don't tell me those numbers are how long the process takes when performing it for each corresponding element of the equation. Please don't tell me that those are how the numbers work. At least for trying to achieve the first one. Oh God, what is going on with me? I'm needing to go to bed soon. That's probably what. So that works fine. I don't see anything that should make it crash. Even this doesn't go beyond a certain. Hang on, let's make it do it every 17 milliseconds. That would be like, for 60 frames per second, that would be about on par. Close to 1,000. 17 times 60 is close to 1,000. Let's try that. I just want to make sure it can handle like 1,300. And I'm aware that I gotta get it out of Harmony to test this unless I want to wait for the entire process to finish. But I'm gonna log the data point because I want to see how far it gets. If I clear the interval, it'll still execute to the bottom. Function will still run and just won't run again. So data points. Now I gotta bring this out of Harmony again, which I didn't want to do, but hopefully there aren't severe consequences of doing that. So as you can see, it's logging how many is happening. I want to make sure it gets to 1300. The lag that you're seeing is literally the connection because it's making a connection to this. I think it's pinging every time it logs, or at least it maybe logs 5 or so per ping that it does. Yeah, see, when I move this quickly, it stutters when I move this thing quickly. See how it kind of works but also stutters? I was just seeing if it stuttered a lot when there was a lot of movement for the wireless, throwing all the waves off. The wireless waves. That message that popped up probably had to do with the jitter being really high. So I think if I'm not mistaken, the jitter is essentially how consistent the ping is. So the ping with the internet is, of course, how long it takes to make a connection. But the jitter is, I think it represents how much the ping fluctuates. So if the ping is like constantly 53 milliseconds and it's not even really going up, then I think the jitter would be 0 milliseconds. But if the ping is like 53, 63, 59, blah, 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 the jitter would probably be around 10 or so in that case, because that's how much it's fluctuating. I think that's what the jitter is, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong about that. Oh, and that slowness might literally be because of how much it's logged. It might just be that slow adding logs. Yeah, the app is still running perfectly fine. So 1300 is not a problem. So now that that safety is in place, I think it's fair that we allow this. So that's about the same. This now needs to be 30 seconds, right? Just going over the numbers real quick. That seems to be about right. I think that's what this iteration will be, essentially. A little bit later than I was hoping to, but not that big of a deal. I'm going to assume that it's good. If it's not, then obviously there'll have to be another iteration with correcting it. So the reason I made it an app again is because every time I want to use a clock face, I have to load it from this. I can't just select it on here. I have to load it on here again. And if I want to get rid of it, I can't just switch out of it. I have to go to the phone app, make sure it can even sync in the first place, which sometimes I may have to restart my phone to do, and get rid of it that way. With the app, I can just toggle it on without having to use this. I can also toggle it off pretty much just as easily. So the app kind of sucks. I mean, the clock face. Oh yeah, there's a random interval playing once. It was really interesting because there was one morning when it kept vibrating like every minute or so. I don't think I had anything programmed to make it do that, but I think it was the app doing that. Very strange, huh? Okay, so I have the latest version. Yep. All right, cool. So I'm going to disconnect this. And then that'll be it for the live stream, thankfully. Oh, I might as well update this. So those are the files that I want to add. I made some modifications. I'm not even gonna worry about that. You guys can figure that out if you need all the commits that I'm making here. So then just drag this on and update it. I'll just say updated 3322. And that's it. Cool. So I'm gonna get rid of that folder. All right. I guess that'll be it for this live stream for once. So, sorry, I just want to make it so that it pretty much ends right when I click on it. I'm not spending seconds ending it, although I just spent seconds prepping for that. So we'll see how quick it is from when I click. That's why I think live streamers have a special outro so that it hides it, so to speak, kind of like how you might use B-roll to hide jump cuts. As a matter of fact, they're probably doing the same thing with this, but let's see how close it is to when I click. So I'm gonna want to set this down so I can do my peace sign. Let's see how quick it is. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one. Peace. Click.